Hello. Hi, this is Mary Knight, and I announced this live on YouTube, but also on TikTok. So I'm hoping some people join. I got several views on the TikTok announcement. So it is December 25th, and that's a hard day for some people. And I am here to give a little holiday cheer, but also ideas on how to survive the holiday. Let's see, there's my holiday hat. Didn't do good for my hair. Okay. Oh, let's see. Do we have no one's here yet. Okay. I will start in case people want to people watch this later. I will we'll start just by giving some ideas of how I get through holidays and how I got through holidays when it was just really hard. When I first broke contact with my family, and that was in with my parents and siblings, and that was in 1993. So it's been a long time for me, but it's let's see. I think I got one. I think one person was here. I am going to set this for later. I'm going to edit this for later because I have just been rambling, but no one's here anyway. I'm going to put this on my YouTube. I'm sorry, I am leaving just for a second, and I'm going to put this on my Facebook. There's no one's there yet. Okay. There is one person here. Yay. You're the first one here. If you want to put something in chat, if you want to put like where you're from, or it might be interesting to know what religion people are, just, as a interest. I'm going to just keep talking because there's someone here. And if you don't want to talk, that's fine. I did this because I'm okay with holidays now, but holidays used to be really hard. I will say not every moment of this holiday was good for me, but I had lots of good moments. So on, there's no one here again. So I am going to, maybe I could play Christmas music. Oh, there's two people here now. Okay. If you want to say something about yourself, that's great. And I'm just rambling on. And so I will be glad to answer any questions. I was telling about my own experience this Christmas, but I also what I'm gonna do later today, my husband is Jewish and we're synagogue members, so we're gonna go to, a movie, a synagogue, and then, vegetarian Chinese dinner. So that's what I'm doing later today. Again, no one is here, so I am going to, um oops. I'm gonna try doing, oh, there's someone here again. So, okay, I don't someone kinda comes and goes, and so I don't know what you're wanting. If you could put it in, that would be great, because you're the only one here right now, and we can cover whatever you want. YouTube Live on Christmas Day. Actually, 2. One at 1:30 Pacific Time and one at 10. There's someone here. There's people who have come and gone, and I just wanna I mean, people are just staying a little while, so, I hope your holiday is going okay. There's someone here again. Merry Christmas to you, and, I don't know if that's your religion, so I don't know whether to say that, and since there's only one person here, I kinda don't wanna say it wrong. My husband is Jewish, and we are synagogue members, so we're gonna be going to go to a movie and, at the synagogue and, have vegetarian Chinese food later today. I did do different things during this holiday. Hi, this is Mary Knight. I am currently doing a YouTube Live, so come join me if you'd like, and it's survival skills for the holidays. Holidays are hard for some people. They used to be really hard for me, and I just want to bring some cheer and companionship to people today. Hope to see you. Okay, there's someone here, and I I'm having trouble knowing what to say because there'll just be one person here, they stay for a little while, and I'm not sure what you're wanting, so I don't know if I'm offering, something different than what you're wanting or, "Oh, yeah, me, just shared." "Oh, oh, good, okay." And, I good to see you, and, I am hoping to help you have a better holiday today, if that's possible. I posted it as survival skills for the holidays. So, I will talk a little bit about the things I have done to help me have happy holidays when, I wasn't in, a family that was doing that for me. And, I remember, it was such emphasis on opening presents on, Christmas morning, and my ex-husband just didn't get me. I mean, he tried to do the right presents and stuff, but, um so I started, buying presents for myself and unwrapping them when everyone else was, and, That helped. I always knew because I was so disappointed so often as a child that it helped if I kinda took care of myself and gave myself, one present that I could count on that I would enjoy that day. So I started doing that, and then eventually I got to where I would do it so far ahead, I would do it, like, the year ahead, and you can get things on sale the year ahead, and so I would get them, and then I would, like, wrap them up, and I wouldn't remember what they were the next year, so when I'd get out the Christmas ornaments, I'd get those out too, and I would just, yeah, it would turn out really good for me. I would have these presents, so it was like I was giving them to my little child, and it felt really good. I'm gonna post on I'm taking a little I'm seeing if I can figure out how to post this on. Oh, it looks like I just did. I posted it on my, on my TikTok. Sorry to take a little time off from looking at you, and if you want to tell me something you're wanting, are you having if you could just tell me, like, "Good day," are you having a good day, or are you having a hard day, so I kinda know what things to say? I, um I remember feeling really homeless, not physically homeless, but emotionally homeless at the holidays, and I talked to the pastor's wife where I went, and, "Oh, okay, Merry Christmas, Mary, thanks for doing this. I'm still estranged from most of my family, such a thoughtful offering." Yes, so I was telling about the pastor's wife, I talked to her, and it was before Thanksgiving, and she seemed compassionate. She said, "Oh, well, you can probably come to our house to share Thanksgiving dinner with us," and that would be my sons and my ex-husband, my husband at the time, and so then when it got closer, the pastor talked to me the next week and said, "Oh, well, we have more family coming in, so you can't, it doesn't work for you to come, but I can tell you need something to do that day, so on Thanksgiving Day, you should think um, about helping with the homeless, feeding the homeless." It's like I was so homeless emotionally, and you can be homeless emotionally without being homeless physically. So, yeah, I'm not in touch with, my brothers, my sister. Difficult day awakening folks to reality and making them aware of how we survive. Yes. Yes, and we do survive it, but it's not always easy, and so I feel like if I can just have moments, "Oh, you shared around Facebook, thank you." If I can just have moments of happiness in the holiday, maybe that's as much as I can expect. If I can just, I used to like I don't have a Christmas tree up anymore since my husband's Jewish, but, and it's just, it does make holidays easier if you don't decorate. But I would have a moment just sitting and looking at the Christmas tree and just enjoying looking at that. Um, I am disappointed in myself today. I spent most beautiful family Christmas with my boyfriend's family yesterday, but the end of one a sudden, oh, I'm sorry. So So there was a problem related to drinking. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Thanks for sharing. Wow, that's really sharing of yourself, and thank you for sharing in that way. And, yeah, today's a new day. But yeah, and I don't know the whole situation, so there it can be hard. Oh, but you said the most beautiful family Christmas. It can be hard to be around another family's nice Christmas because you're kind of a part of it and you're kind of not. So, yeah, Yeah, I remember always feeling like I was the left out one until I married my husband in 2010, and that year we went to a really nice place for Christmas dinner, and, it was up in the mountains, Timberline Lodge. There were all these happy families around us, and I realized I'm one of the happy families. I could see snow falling out the falling from outside the windows up in a ski resort, and so I've had 13 years of being one of the happy families, and yet there's still moments that are not good. My, I'm estranged from my brothers and sister, and, my adult children choose to have contact with them. They have family reunions, and I'm not invited. So I did see my son on, the 23rd, so 2 days ago. That was really nice. He chose to have a day alone with his kids as a single father yesterday, and then his kids are back with their mother today. So I had a wonderful time, but at one point, I just we talked about something about living where you grow up, and I have a brother who lives close to me who I don't see, and I just told my son, "I do still love my brothers and sister." And he just couldn't he's like, I I don't wanna hear about that." He said, "We can talk at another time, but I don't think I don't I don't think it's something he will talk to me about." But one thing I have realized is I can love my brothers and sister even if they are mean to me, and even if I don't have to feel rejected, even though they have, in essence, rejected me. They have family reunions and invite my children, my ex-husband, his new wife, and not me. Um, and I don't know that to be fair, I don't know that I would want to go to them anyway, but as I'm getting older, I'm like, I may never see them. Um, I anticipate never seeing them, not even, like, ever. And then, like, they will die without me seeing them, or I will die without seeing them. But I can still, inside my heart, have good feelings toward them and remember good times with them. I was the oldest, so they were, so much younger. My sister is 15 years younger. Yeah, my whole family is together except me. I don't even know if my family's together. I just know I'm not with them. I don't know where they are. Um, I do know I don't my sons are not with them, um, which feels better to me, because I don't, I am not comfortable. I don't know whether my siblings should be trusted with children around them. But yeah, so the families together and how to have some pieces of that. One thing, yes, I agree with Maddie. Don't beat yourself up, T, for a mistake you made last night. You need to use all your energy to have a good day today. Um, I think about that. There was a Olympic skater, and this was after, she skated. She's the one who Tanya's boyfriend or partner or someone hit her in the knees, so she couldn't compete the year before, and she'd really worked, and she was competing. She made one mistake in the Olympic performance, and she was interviewed. She said, "Well, did that bother you? Did you keep thinking about that?" And she said, I have absolutely no time or energy to think about anything except for what I am now doing. When I'm doing a skating performance, all I can do is think about what I'm currently doing. That's it. Maybe she thinks about what she's doing immediately next, but it took all of her energy. And I think that's true of us. I mean, surviving the holiday takes all of our energy, so we have to be very kind to ourselves. And that's one thing I would write letters to myself. So I've already talked about I would buy presents for myself and, "Oh, there's 7 of us now, cool." I would, I would, um when the end of the like, after Christmas sales were going on, I'd buy things on sale, and then I'd wrap them up and put them under the tree, so I had something that I gave myself, and it was like my inner child, it was giving something to my inner child. But I also wrote letters to myself, and so before I put Christmas decorations away, I would sit down and write, "Dear Mary." I think I started doing this in about 1996. So I'd put, "Dear Mary of Christmas 1997." And I'd write a note to myself. It'd be this encouraging note. I looked at them not too long ago. I looked at some of them and um, I just really encouraged myself to be a writer because I started writing when I was 40. I took a creativity class. I started writing, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but I just had this goal, and I just encouraged myself, "You can do it. You can do it." And I've done it. I made 2 feature-length documentaries. I made uh, my fun movie is a dramatic comedy, Sister Mary's Angel, and then I've also written a book, um, this book. I wrote this book. I really am still just so proud of myself for getting it finished. It was a lot of work. That was about a year ago I published. But anyway, I made it as a writer, and I think those little notes really helped me. And I'd write other things. I'd write like, "Be kind to yourself today," or, "If you need to cry, let yourself cry," or, "Take a few minutes alone." Um, Take a nap if you need to, things like that. So I'd write it to myself of the next year. So being kind to yourself is so important. So, so important. Um, I'm glad you're talking to each other. That's so good. So you have a little companionship. Someday I'm gonna get what is it? StreamYard, I think it is, so that I can let people be on. But I tried to do one by Zoom. It was really upsetting. Someone put pornography on screen. It was really upsetting. So never going to do that again. But yeah, StreamYard, you have more control, and I just haven't gotten that done because I would love to see your faces, and I do recognize your name. Some of you come often. Um, and thank you, Coleman, for sharing it, and anyone else who shared this, so we get other people here. Uh, Survival skills for the holidays. I think thinking of yourself like you're the parent of the abused child you used to be, and you're the abused child you used to be, and thinking of them in two different ways and kind of taking care of that abused child. Um, and that image works really well for me. Does that work well for any of the rest of you? It works well for me to think like I'm buying an ice cream bar so my little child can eat it later and that sort of thing. Oh, watching corny movies on Lifetime to distract myself. Yes. I had a good day with my husband yesterday, but I realized I was needing to distract myself, and I was like, we're gonna get this repair done, and I was like talking to the repairman and paying for it online and everything yesterday, which I don't know. I was thinking maybe he'd like to have it all resolved and knew he got the job, but I hope I wasn't distracting him from his family. But I realized I just needed a distraction. Finally, that's what I told my husband. But we went on this really long walk. We went on a walk that I think was about 6 miles long to look at Christmas lights. last night. It didn't seem like we had as many Christmas lights in our area as we did the year before or other years before. But anyway, I love to look at Christmas lights. I grew up, my parents wouldn't let me celebrate Christmas. They said it was a pagan holiday. So I grew up Christian, but not being allowed to celebrate Christmas. So I remember my sister, my older sister who died. I remember being in the backseat of the car and we'd point at different Christmas lights. And sometimes we'd do it so our parents would notice what we were doing. But I have always loved Christmas lights. I've never had them on my own house, but on the outside of it. But I love seeing other people's. Some days happen more often, wanting just to be quiet and alone. But then I'm reminded how our experience can help protect children of the future. Yes, our experiences can help protect children of the future. Absolutely. But you I don't recommend going public until you're ready. And so and you don't need to go public about everything. It might be surprising to you how many people approach me privately and, they've gone public about being an incest survivor. Some of them have gone very public about being a human trafficking survivor, sex trafficking survivor. But they'll come to me privately and say, I thank you for talking about your ritual abuse experience. I also am a ritual abuse survivor. And, it's a really hard thing to do. I was looking under my name to see what came up on the search engine. And there's like this, apparently there's a site you can go to that says debunking Mary Knight. So anyway, Christmas was a big deal for me as a child. Okay. So, any ideas of things did you like? Are there any things you like to do as a child that you still did this year or that you still can do this year? Like, I like Christmas crafts. I'm gonna go. I'm big on shopping on sale, so I didn't get one yet, but I like those houses you make at Christmas, gingerbread houses, and um, I like to go get the little house kits when they're on sale, which they will be, tomorrow. And I just get a few of those and then I make them just as a fun craft thing. But yeah, doing some crafts is one thing that helps me to have fun. I don't have any here, but I've made Christmas ornaments and that's really fun. Pretty much everyone I've told about trafficking and ritual abuse has just left my life. I am so sorry, Maddie Bug. I'm so sorry that has happened. And yeah, I think that's why we need times like this when we can be together. Okay, we'll try to do a live with you sometime, but usually caught up with survivors and their trauma. Okay, so you help other survivors. Yeah, that's great, Coleman. Yeah. This year, this is a change. I started doing psychotherapy, and I had done it before, and so I just got another new client. So I now have 3 child clients, and I really like working with them. It's non-directive play therapy, and I just think children express themselves through play, so I really enjoy that. Um, and so I have some adult clients too, but of which I enjoy both. Um, but yeah, okay, Maddie Bug. Yeah, it's so nice to see you here, Maddie Bug. Um, and all of you, T, are you still here, T? I hope so. Oh yeah, there's just 4 of us, so I don't know which 4. Alana, I don't know if I said hi to you, Alana, using your name, but I'm glad you're here. And now there's only 2. So maybe it's almost 11. I'm going to stay on just to see if I'll stay on until, I was planning to stay on until 11:30. So there's no hurry to leave. And even if it's just a couple of people, that's fine. I, um, let's see. Um, so I say maybe I could do a Zoom if it is just 3 and then we can actually see each other. Um, I'm feeling pretty safe doing that now that I'm not publicizing it, would be only the people here. Would you like to do a Zoom? Or maybe we'll just stay here. I didn't get any, like, feedback on that. Um, so, yeah, I am just really glad you're here. I mean, I think it's the companionship. Oh, it's 8 o'clock at night. Oh, and from Germany. That's so cool. Oh, I'm good to it's good to know where you're from, T. And I guess it's T-I-S. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't I realize, oh, that's why I can't read your name. Um, just keep doing your thing. We share everywhere unless we're banned. Yeah. Okay. So glad you're here. 7 o'clock in the UK. Oh, we have someone from the UK. Someone and uh, United States, of course. France. Wow. We have France, Germany, UK, and the United States. That is so cool. California, and I'm in Washington State. So, oh, we're literally all over the world. It's just a couple of letters. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, I don't know where my glasses are, but I think it may be TISI. But yeah, I started really needing glasses all the time. I'm realizing I'm getting old. I'll put my hat on for a little extra cheer here. Um, what's the weather like where you are? Anyone want to say? Um, I Yeah, I I talked more before the even though I had a good holiday, there were times that it was hard. So, um, I don't think it gets completely, um or it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet gotten complete easy for me. Cold, wet, windy in the UK, stormy in, let's see, I think you're in Germany, yes? Oh, okay, so it's it's not, raining or anything, it's just it really would be a nice day for a walk. I see outside there's no rivers rise high. There's no, precipitation where I'm at, so I could go on a walk, but last night, I don't know if all you were on when I said I went on this really long walk. I kept wanting to go out and see the Christmas lights and finally went. My husband was, downstairs working on the, he's my husband's gonna do taxes for people who don't have much money, through a volunteer, and so he was working on that, but I asked him if he would come with me because I just couldn't get myself alone to go out alone and look at Christmas lights, and it is safe enough here. I just emotionally couldn't do it, so he came with me. We ended up walking, like, 6 miles. Oh, your son is a survivor, oldest son is a survivor battling mental health issues. Oh, in jail. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, I hope he gets the help he needs. Oh, how sad, Alana. Yeah, 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 that's really sad. For something that for just a little while well, no, I better not. Yeah, that's about a relative I shouldn't share. But, yeah, one thing I've started doing, it was just like yesterday, I thought, "This is what I'm gonna start." I'm gonna say I have 9 grandchildren because I have 2 sons and each of them have 3 children. So that's 6, but I have 3 other children who really are grandkids for me, and that helps, because, I'm not allowed my sons don't let me babysit for their children because they apparently think that I'll talk to their children about my trauma, which they could just have asked. But anyway, I think there's more to it. I wonder if, yeah, I think there's more to it than that. But at any rate, oh, Alana, you're from Texas. I used to live in Texas. Um, so having the 3 other grandkids, like the little girl, her name's Gaby, her parents would let me say that. She's a just lives a couple blocks away, and she comes over, like, I babysit her, and her parents, I'm not always available when they ask. And so, I mean, she comes over in essence more than I want, you know? And one night she spent the night. It was so fun. And I'm encouraging her parents to do that again. I don't charge very much extra for overnight. So, yeah. Oh, doing Zooms are okay. They're getting complicated more and more. Apparently, you have to have many participants in Facebook Messenger. Oh, yeah, to do it that way, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try to learn to do live streams so I can, yeah. So my 3 other grandkids, so I have 3 kids by one son, 3 grandkids by another son, and then 3 that are not related biologically to me at all, and so I told about Gaby, the little girl, and she's 8 now. I've babysat with her since she's 5, so she really feels like my house is her extra home. She feels very at home here. And then we had 2 foster children. We used to do respite foster care, and 2 of the kids we did it for, we're still in touch with. So one of them, we send him a plane ticket every summer, and he comes to visit us for 2 or 3 weeks. And he's in another state now. And then another child um, is he just lives like 30 or 40 minutes away, and he went to a Christmas. I invited him to stay on a weekend when, we were helping with the Hanukkah party at my husband's synagogue, and then also there was a symphony that was gonna be mostly Christmas music, and I knew it wasn't my favorite one for the favorite one for my husband to go to, so I, I anyway, I invited, so it was just we had 2 tickets, so it's just me and young man, the 12-year-old. So that was really fun. You got free hot chocolate at intermission. It was fun. You have 250 participants in Facebook Messenger. Oh, do you have this on Facebook Messenger? No, maybe not. Yeah, well, yeah. Or I don't think I understand Facebook Messenger that well, so I don't know what you're saying. Oh, sweet. I'm glad you're talking to each other. That's really good. Praying for Alana's son. Yes, that's really good. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that would be really hard to know your son's doing that. One thing I've had to do for myself in order to be happy is just decide it's okay for me to be happy even if my sons aren't. It's okay for me to be more happy than my sons. It's okay for, yeah, it's okay for me to be happy. So, I can't pay as much attention to, um I have to limit how much emotional energy I give to my sons. And uh, just lately I've been like, oh, that maybe that's good. They don't share all their problems with me, you know. But I also I feel really bad even saying that, Alana, because my sons are, doing well in some ways, but I still the fact that they don't believe I was abused as a child, which is kind of incredible considering that they weren't alive then, and that they don't, let me babysit with their children, that they go to family reunions with, relatives who I'm not sure are safe. The worst part is they bring their kids, to family reunions with people I I question the safety. So, I'm, yeah, their denial is protecting them, but is so cruel to you. It's Yeah, it is cruel to me. It is protecting them, and I didn't remember until I was 37, and so, it's, maybe something in their future, but I've even had to accept it's maybe not too. I or it also could be something that they work on after my death, because I do know survivors who, remember abuse much later in life, um, and and I can still be happy now, and, 3 of my grandkids live out of state, and I I've just had to accept I will probably only see them once a year, and that's okay. And, they love me. I send them little crafts I make and stuff, and so took me 47 years to explode about the abuse. 47 years, yes. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people are older, and, sometimes the people who remember later are the ones who, kinda do better, because you can spend your attention, like, I got a master's degree, you can spend your attention doing things like that. Um, oh, so you remembered your Maddie Bug is sharing about she remembered at age 20 one relatives, but another relative not till age 47. Yeah, the abuse by a parent is so hard to comprehend. Alana, you were 34. Oh, so it sounds like maybe all of us. Oh, when you were 47, you remembered about your grandfather, Maddie. Okay. Um, and um, but yeah, maybe all of us have recovered memories. And that's the thing, that it's hard for people to act like recovered memories aren't true, because well, they are, And, I mean, it's so obvious that you can be traumatized to such an extent that you can't remember. Oh. Oh, Alana, so you're hoping that your son remembering younger will help him heal sooner. He's 20 now. Oh, so he just remembered a year ago. So, yeah, some people don't stabilize right away. Merry Christmas. And yes, it took me many years to accept the factor that I'm also a survivor of abuse, but spent a long time suppressing it. I'm still very young, however, I think maybe it's natural to ignore. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Um, oh, mine do still appear frightening. Okay. Oh, I had complete breakdown when I was 36 and only remembered anything slowly after figuring out why this was happening to me. I still don't remember many things. Also, it took a long time. I'm not one to say that you need to remember everything. I know I won't ever. I just ask God, and I believe in God, but I know other people would say that their own still voice, small still voice, or whatever. And I'm not trying to get you to have same beliefs as me. But anyway, what I do myself is I ask God to let me remember the things that will either help me to heal more or will help other people. And sometimes when I'm remembering things, uh, I'm not knowing who it's helping for me to remember this horrible thing. But I just have faith that that's what's happening. Oh, tears. Yeah, it's painful being misunderstood. It is. It's hard to be called crazy. When I thought of the name of my film, I mean, "Am I Crazy? My Journey to Determine If My Memories Are True," I it's a good name for a documentary, but I did it because there was a university acting like I was crazy. they wouldn't let me in for a MFA program, Master's in Fine Arts. I just wanted to go to, like, one session, but you had to apply for the program in order to go, and they wouldn't let me go because, I couldn't prove that this abuse happened. Well, I was 8 years old, and no, I couldn't. And my parents were never arrested. They wanted to, like, film, newspaper article or something. So, I mean, I felt like they were saying, "You're crazy," and I was willing to explore that possibility on camera, so that's how the film started. And Maddie Bug, thank you. I'm glad you liked my film. People never understood the impact of PTSD and the emotional turmoil it can cause in friendships. Yes. People just misunderstand and say we're insane. It hurts a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I went to a church that like I had told one person about my abuse, and there were other women, there were like 3 other women who were just like begging me to tell them too. And and anyway, so I did, and they ended up all turning against me and saying it wasn't true, and it was at such a horrible time. It was when my mother died. I didn't go to my mother's funeral, but, it was just too hard for them to believe, and it's like, that's the worst time. So one of them was I'd asked to take care of my children. I happened to already have a counseling appointment scheduled on the morning of my mother's funeral, and she was being buried in a different state. But it was just like, oh, what a God deal to be able to actually go to my therapist when the funeral was going on. And so I got one of those friends to agree. She said she'd babysit with my sons. And so I was, gonna take them out to her house, and she's like, "No, they can't come, and I just think you should reunite with your family." I'm like, "Do you think I should take my sons out there? Are you sure enough that my relatives are not abusers? Is you're recommending that my sons be there around my father and other relatives?" So she wouldn't babysit, and so I had to find someone real quick, and so I called someone else, and this was someone who I hadn't felt close enough to tell. And also I didn't tell because one of my sons didn't want his friend's parents to know, and so I ended up saying, "I just, this is what I need," and she's like, "Oh, sure." And, she didn't ask questions. She didn't go like, "Well," I mean, she just did what I asked. And when I did talk to her, she said, "I didn't know that you were abused as a child. I had wondered if something went on because I of the way your son didn't really talk about relatives, or be around relatives." But she said, "I do know you. I know who you are as a parent. I know who you are as a person." She knew me from volunteer work at school, from me taking care of her son, her taking care of mine. And she's like, "It's ridiculous to think that you are crazy. I mean, you are obviously well functioning and contributing to society." And I would say the same thing about all of us. That's what we're doing. That's the opposite of crazy. Um, yeah, Maddie Bug says, "My mom says I'm delusional and mentally ill." Oh, you've been afraid of them having you institutionalized. Of course, now that you're an adult, they can't do it. But yeah, I was kind of in a scary situation. One of my cousins, and it's one of the cousins who has similar memories to me, but she decided, I was at her house and she decided I needed to be hospitalized. She talked to my husband, now ex-husband, and it looked like they were gonna try and do this, and it's like, "But I'm so sane," you know? And I mean, I was working as a social worker that it just was ludicrous, but apparently, and they my sons knew about it. It was just terrible, and then my ex-husband, when I came home, acted like it was all my cousin doing it, but it really wasn't. But yeah, you have to take the people like that out of your life and have the people who really know you, and, if you're married, your husband's word is the one being taken. I just, I should have gotten out of that marriage sooner, although I don't know if I'd been institutionalized, maybe it would have been, maybe it would have been something that would, in a way, give me some power because I just don't think they could have tested me and seen and said that something was wrong. Um, yeah, you can have compassion toward the people, but I would say it's also okay to be angry, and different people have different views on this, but I think anger is a very important part of healing, and when you're being hurt, it's okay to be angry. If someone calls you crazy, it's okay to be angry about that. It's okay to be sad, but it's also okay to be angry because you're not crazy. And I used to call forgiveness the F word. So, I when I had a chance to go on, I was on Anthony Padilla, and I'm sure that may be how some of you know about me because that's when I got a wider viewing was when I was on Anthony Padilla. He put, his, YouTube up in, April, and I it just really changed my life. I started actually selling books and it just was really good in a lot of ways. But anyway, he was interested. I could tell he really liked the first time I went to my father's grave in my movie Am I Crazy? And I was like, you were an abused child too. And I was he liked that. He saw that. I don't think I got the impression when he interviewed me, he hadn't seen my whole film, but he really liked that part. And so he was asking me about the forgiveness and all, and I said, "Yeah, I went to my dad's grave again, and my final thing with him is you were never my father. God was my father, God being the only one who ever wanted to protect me, and the things you did, that's not a father." And so I just disregard him. I'm not angry. Now I'm not angry, but I just don't think he was my father ever. And boy, Anthony Padilla didn't really, he questioned me on it like a couple more times. And I said, I used to think of um, forgiveness as the F word. And when I finished, I'm like, my husband, was they allowed him to watch the whole interview, and we knew it was gonna be edited, but I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know if they'll put that in," and he's like, "Oh, they're gonna put in for I used to think forgiveness was the F word. They are gonna put that in," and it's in, and I get comments from viewers on Anthony Padilla saying, "Oh, I agree with you." I mean, and this thing of you had to forgive your perpetrators, I don't agree with. You do need to forgive yourself. Okay, there's my little rant and rave about that. How much I need to survive. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you all are making a community with each other today, and I am so pleased. But we must get all that anger out. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't have the anger anymore. And so it was a part of my process, but this was a part of anger. I was saying forgiveness is the F word for over 10 years, I know. But yeah, now I can think about when I think about my father, I'm not afraid. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. And I can think about, I mean, he's dead anyway. So, I mean, yeah, as I'm saying this, I'm like, I really don't think about my father much or think about something good, but occasionally I do. My mother more, like cooking and using her same recipe. Used her recipe to make cinnamon rolls for my son and grands. My son asked for them for my son and grandsons. And so, and y'all are helping me so much. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I've been feeling so alone. So you all are doing that for each other. So I just really want to applaud you all for doing that for each other. I'm really, really thankful that you have been here and you are kind of well, the word I did go to church yesterday, so ministering to each other, but if you aren't into church, then you would supporting each other. Oh, okay, so someone's agreeing with me that with the forgiveness. I have no intention of forgiving what abusers have done, um, is deliberate and wrong. Yeah, yeah. So, the thing I'm trying to say is not so much like forgiveness is the F word, and then some people are like, forgiveness is essential because I know survivors who say that. I'm not trying to get you to agree with me. I'm trying to let you know that it is okay for you to have your own path to healing. Oh, here's my glasses right behind me. I'm like, can't find my glasses. Um, but it's okay for each person to have their um, own route to recovery because I think that's the only way to recover. You're it's like you just have your own recipe and that's how you recover. Everyone has their own recipe. And yeah. Yeah, it was interesting with me to just get to a point of disregarding. I mean, how I deal with my father is he's not my father. It works real well for me. But then I thought I'd do the same, and God's my father, but then with my mother, I didn't. I'm my own mother, and I'm such a good mother. And so, that's my ending with my mother is she's, she was just too immature to ever be a mother. I mean, I have an image of her playing with dolls when she was like 8 years old. She was capable of parenting a doll, but not a person. I value forgiveness, but at the same time, how can I forgive the person who stole so much from me and the ones who betrayed me? Yeah, I think the forgiveness, I really think it's optional, but we do need to forgive ourselves. And what I don't like is people um, rushing someone to forgive when really what happens with some people who say they forgive is they they turn the anger that they have toward the perpetrators, they turn it onto themselves. And they kind of like, they're they get mad at themselves for not fully forgiving, they get mad at themselves for being mad at the perpetrator. That's the thing, you just don't, um oh, that's so cute, gonna do a coffee, who wants one? Um, y you can't be mad at yourself. It's like beating up an abused little child. Quit beating up that abused child, that's what you have to do in order to forgive, is to quit beating up that abused child and try to quit being around people who do beat up the abused child, which is probably your, abusive family, right? Oh, I'm so glad you came, and, it's, about time to stop for today. I am gonna do another one at 1:30. Welcome to come. Yeah, I've struggled to forgive myself as well. Yeah. The thing that comes to mind about forgiving myself that helped is really just treating myself like a little child and just comforting, like having a special place where you have your blankie and stuffed animals and music you can listen to that's exactly right. That's exactly what comforts you. So, yeah, just I sometimes I think I have this image of like all of us seeing each other as little children, and wouldn't that be a happy time, And all of us being able to help the little child within us and celebrate the child within us. So yeah, it it's It's been great. I'm so glad you came. There wasn't anyone here for the first, like, 10 minutes, so I just rambled on I am so glad it worked out really good. Um, oh, good. I've gotten better at self-forgiveness. Yay, that's so good. Okay, I'm gonna end now, but I if you want to come back at 1:30, Pacific time, so that's just in is it in 3 hours? 1, 3 Oh, in 2 hours. If you wanna come back in 2 hours, I'll be here. Okay, bye. Bye. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, or whatever your belief system is. Okay. Oh, bye-bye.